Ramesh, he pounded into me, everything is God's will. Okay? And that worked. That actually diminished the ego, in my case, enough for everything to happen. But now, I think that's a joke. I mean, really, God having a will, like an individual, that's not possible. But the concept worked. You see, so these are just concepts, and they can be useful. And at a particular stage, a concept might be useful. At another stage, it won't. So you just be flexible. Because look, none of these things are true. There's not a single word that's come out of my mouth today that's been true. That's not what we're dealing with here. We're dealing in concepts. We're dealing in understandings. And none of them are true. We're talking about a mind here. The mind is not a truth dealer. The mind is a dealer in lies. The mind is the master and creator of illusions. So, that's not what we're dealing with here. So whatever any guru teaches that is a mind to a mind, it's not about truth. It's simply about a thorn to remove a thorn. So, in the Vedas, I don't know if you're familiar with it. They say you take a thorn to remove a thorn. So the thorn you have now is personal identification. This idea that you as an individual, that you exist separate from God. Okay, that you have an existence separate from God. So I'm giving you this thorn, which is concepts that, no, you are eternal. No, this ego is not who you are. This is a virtual reality, blah, 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 all the garbage I talk about. And that will undermine your concept of yourself that is keeping you trapped. When the thorn removes the thorn, you don't need the new thorn. You throw them both away. You don't need any concepts, you see. But this is a primitive tool to help diminish the lie that has caused so much suffering in your life, so much difficulty. This idea that you have an existence separate from God. It's pure torture, that. For a spiritual being it is anyway. Some people manage better than others. For me, it was torture. I knew none of this I knew it didn't make sense to me. I knew the basic things, money, relationship, aim, power, all that. I knew it was garbage. I knew it was. But I didn't know what to do about it. I still thought I was something. And you see, so it took these gurus to pound it into me. And eventually, the ego was diminished enough that I was able to get to a place of remembering who I was consistently. And it wasn't even me remembering anymore. It was just living in that state of knowing. And it wasn't even me knowing, it was just knowing. So that, like, I don't know if you were here, the very beginning I had a writing that I read. Were you here you weren't here for that? No. So that's basically what it said. It said, the end, it said, if you want to know the truth, stop running after it. Be still. You will have to allow for silence to know that which exists beyond limits. Make stillness your friend, and you will find that you can never know the truth. You can only be the truth. That was the end of it. So, you see, that's it. And so really, I'm pushing everyone towards seeing the stillness that surrounds you, toward, instead of being all involved in this apparent movement, which is nothing. Is the movie screen is there all the time. And the movie runs for a couple hours and then it stops. And overnight, the movie screen's there the whole time. Next day, it's there the whole time. It's like always there. But there's this temporary phenomenon on the movie screen, and you get lost in it, and that's how you enjoy the movie. If you went to the movie and you said, oh, these are just colors on a screen. Oh, this is just sound from a speaker. Oh, this doesn't make any sense at all. Who cares about this? You see? But you forego all that. You forget about it. You forget about your job. You forget about everything. You just dive right into the movie and pretend it's real. You pretend that that's actually happening. You pretend so well that it can make you cry. It can, you know, those images on the screen can evoke feelings and all, and you leave and you go, wow, that was great. That was such a good movie. You know, that's what's going on here. You forego the truth. You just put it aside and you pretend that this is real. So you are living a pretend life. You are basically your own imaginary friend. And you know, a child makes up a friend. And that child, you see them, for them, that imaginary friend is just as real as anybody else. And, you know, as a child, you were taught to imagine that you had a life, that you were a particular person named Colleen. You lived, did these things, and you did this well, and you did this poorly, and blah, 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 blah. And you pretended that was true. And you did such a good job pretending that you forgot, that you just imagined this, you see. So I'm just reminding everyone, this is like waking up, that's all. Wake up from your dream. It's just temporary phenomena. You'll get over it.